You're listening to episode 76, Drive, directed by Nicolas Winding Refn. And is this crime noir still as good as we remember? I don't know, but let's find out on today's episode of Video Villa Podcast. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got a new movie today for review, one of my personal favorites, and I got my good buddy, Old Man Brad. Introduce yourself, Old Man Brad.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. My first time on. I'm excited to chat about Drive. It's been a while since I'd seen this movie.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on because we've been talking back and forth on the Discord and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, I need to get Brad on the show. And I sent you a couple picks. I was like, what do you think about this or that? What do you want to talk about? And you picked Drive, which I'm very happy you picked Drive because this is one of those movies I've wanted to talk about, but I'm like, I need to find the right person to talk about it because it's one of those movies where it's like, when I first saw this movie, for me, I don't know for about you, but it became one of those movies. Once you saw it, you felt you needed to show it to people.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes.
Like you were like, and when you found out someone didn't see it, you're like, have you seen Drive? You haven't seen Drive? Or you got to watch Drive.
Yeah. You're like, what? You haven't watched this movie? You got to see it. Like, he doesn't talk in it hardly, and you got to see it.
So let's do right about what is your personal experience with the movie? Like, did you see it in theater or did you hear about it word of mouth? What was your journey? Because I can't wait to talk about mine, but I want to know what yours is first.
I saw it in the theater. It was one of those, because the way they marketed this movie was it was like some crime thriller action movie. So you go in thinking it's going to be, oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome. And that's all there, but it's a lot different than that. So the first time I saw it, I was like, I like it, but I don't know because it wasn't how it was marketed. I'm like, I love how this went, but I don't know if I love this part. And it was one of those, when I watched it again, when it came out on video, I was like, okay, yeah. I dig this one. I wanted that coat. I still want that coat.
Oh yeah, the scorpion coat.
Yeah.
Have you seen the? I'll put it here, but have you seen the memes where they put a starter jacket, Charlotte Hornet starter jacket instead of the coat? People have photoshopped that on Ryan Gosling.
No, I haven't seen that one,
dude. It's great. It's so cool because I'm like, hey, he could have wore that in the movie. He's still been a badass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this movie, man. Like this was one of those movies where I didn't get a chance to see it in theater. I remember I had just moved to Maryland when it came out, and a lot of buzz around the people that I hung out with were like, hey, that movie Drive's no joke. I'm like, the movie with the guy from The Notebook? Really? And I say that, don't get me wrong, I like Ryan Gosling because I love Lars and the Real Girl. I think that movie's fantastic. He does a incredible job in that movie. And then I saw Blue Valentine, which was just a gut-wrenching. It's a good movie, but it's so freaking sad. But like after seeing those movies, like, oh, this guy's got something special. He's not just some kid that made it off the Disney Channel. You know what I mean? Because that was like my interpretation. Like, oh yeah, that was the kid that was on the Disney Channel, and then from Remember the Titans, and then Notebook just blew up so big, and it kind of like. Same thing, like it did the same thing with like Channing Tatum. Like I didn't really care about Channing Tatum until like 21 Jump Street. I'm like, oh no, this guy's good. Like, yeah, this guy's got something. Funny. He's funny, yeah. And this was one of those movies where like, I put it on, I started watching it, and we'll start talking when we start breaking the movie down. There's a pivoting point that I think everybody who saw this movie was not expecting to happen. And the movie, we were like, soon as that part happens, you're like, oh, this is the movie we're watching?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, without saying it, we'll talk about when we get there, but I'm pretty sure that it's a big thing that happens out of nowhere. And you're like, oh shit, that's the movie. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, man. Like, dude, this movie, like when I saw it, I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like I was just blown away. Like, I'm like, man, there's no dialogue, but the music is so good. And just like, dude, Ryan Gosling, he doesn't say anything, but he's like freaking, he's like, it's like, he's like Batman on screen. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't need to say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's got a presence that you're just like, okay, when he's in the room, like there gets to a point you're like, you don't mess with him.
No, not at all. And it's so beautifully shot too. And that was like you said, like people thought they were getting a crime drama action film.
Yeah.
And that's what the trailers made you think. And to be honest, everything, if you watch the trailer, when we rewatch the trailer, everything happens in the movie in the trailer. You're just like, but how do you fill out the rest hour and 25 plus minutes? If that's all that's in the movie is what's in the trailer. And you find, I was like, holy shit, like this is something different. This is not what I was expecting. And I think it's for the better personally.
Oh, it absolutely is. And I think this is one of those movies that set, because, we'd seen Ryan Gosling in Disney movies, The Notebook. That's what people knew him from, was The Notebook. But getting a role like this of going, oh, okay, he can do more than what I've seen. I was probably one of those people as well that was like, okay, he's from The Notebook. I know him from The Notebook. I knew him from Stay, which came out a few years before that.
It's a weird movie, but good. It's good.
Yeah, I love that movie. And it was one of those like, okay, I've seen that side of him. Let's see what he can do. Oh, no dialogue, and he's a badass.
Yeah, and apparently he said that like he signed onto this role because this is something that he really wanted to do. Like he's like, he was applying for films like this, and people kept on turning him down because he was The Notebook.
Yeah, you're the guy from The Notebook. You want to do some more like romantic films and stuff. No, I want to expand out, man. Come on.
Exactly. And that's the thing is like, it's funny because like, to talk about like, to bring up one of our last episodes when we talked about The Keep with Michael Mann, when he went to go do a horror movie that's out of his wheelhouse. And I personally love that movie. And it's like, like that guy, he can do both. If he wants to do something different than just a crime drama, he can do it. He's got the chops. Same thing like Ryan Gosling's got the chops to be an action star. And he went off to become like, The Fall Guy is great. He's in Gray Man, right? The Gray Man that was the Netflix movie, which is a straight up action film. I think after this movie, he went to do like, they didn't do that well, but like the American Gangster movie or whatever, I think it was. But he went off to do characters different than like a romantic movie or a like just straight up drama movie.
And now, he's going to be in the Star Wars universe soon. So,
and that's another thing. Apparently, he's been wanting to be in the Star Wars universe, and they finally let him in. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
I would have so much rather see him in Star Wars film 10 years ago than now. Get your shit together at Disney. Come on. I can't wait. Because at one point they were saying like he was, it was years ago. He was said to possibly be the Flash. Well, clearly that didn't happen, but that was around the time when like Green Lantern came out, and they were saying like there's a possibility like he could be the Flash. And I was like, well, hell yeah, he's perfect. He would be the perfect Flash.
Yeah, he would have.
Oh yeah, great. But yeah, this movie like, and it's funny too, because so like, it's fun because I like doing the show and I do more of a deep dive because I've always loved this movie, but I've never like, as far as like newer movies go, like sometimes I don't go as deep in like when I watch a movie to figure out how it was made. I do know when this movie was made, it got my eyes on the director, Nicolas Winding Refn, and I was just like, okay, I like this guy. Like I can't wait for his next film to come out. And unfortunately, did you ever get around to seeing was Only God Forgives?
I did. Didn't love it.
I tried rewatching it yesterday because I'm like, you know what? I saw it when it came out. I was not happy. I'm an adult now. I'm a full-blown adult. I was in my 20s then, but now I'm a full-blown. I'm a big
I'm
boy.
a real boy now.
Yeah, I'm a real boy now. And I tried rewatching it, and I'm like, I didn't finish it, but I tried. I got about 40 minutes into it. I'm like, I mean, some of these shots are good.
It looks amazing. It just
Well shot.
Yeah,
And it's not like too weird for me because clearly things are different in the movie than Drive. And he also like Drive was based off of a book by James Salas. So like the source material is very different than like the movie like Only God Forgives. So like I don't know if that's why that like Drive just works so well.
Yeah, maybe. Did you see the one after that, Neon Demon?
I like Neon Demon.
Neon Demon's good.
Yeah, I like that. Now that is one of those movies where like I will say the only downfall to Neon Demon, it is extremely long for like his typical movie runtime.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those movies where like I think you could cut 20 minutes out of that movie and it'd be perfect.
Because it's a slow burn where you're like, okay, come on. There are points where you're like, okay, let's go.
But that's another thing.
It looks beautiful though.
But that's another thing too, though. There is a what the fuck moment in that movie where he takes the turning point, and I'm like, you made that turning point an hour and 20 plus minutes into the movie. If we made this at 45 minutes, I'd be like, oh my, you know what I mean? It would have hit a little bit different. And I will say is with movies, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But for me personally, if I have to Google something after I watch the film, that bothers me a little bit. To where like if the message isn't as clear as day in the film, I'm not stupid. I'm not super intelligent, but I'm not stupid. But if I have to look something up to see what the reference is and the meaning behind the film, after the film was made, that does make me like, I don't like it as much. And I get it. There's movies out there. I'm just saying personally for me, that's not something I like to do. I don't feel like I should.
It all depends on the mood. I mean, sometimes I just want to shut my brain off and just watch a terrible movie and just go with it. Everything's on the surface. But then there are times where you're just like, okay, I want something that's got a little bit more meat on it. But I know where you're coming from because there are times like, for instance, Annihilation, when that first came out, absolutely hated the movie when I walked out of the theater. I was like, what did I just watch? I have no idea what this is. But then stewing over it for days and days, and I had to Google some stuff, and I was like, oh, this makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah. That's the thing is with that movie, I did have to Google it, and like, it is kind of funny where like, I just not too long ago read it, and there's a funny part that Stephen King wrote in the book where like, Bill's in college and he's talking to all the people in his writing class, and he's talking to the professor, and the professor basically tells him he'll never amount to anything and everything he writes is just pulp garbage. And he brings up, now he's in college, he brings up, he's like, if, cause everyone is writing these stories with hitting meanings in them. And everything is like, you know, like you have to decipher it to understand what the story is about. And he was like, he like raises his hand. He's like, you know, if you can't get your point across through the natural storytelling, does that just mean you're a bad writer? If you rely on hitting meanings to get your message through, shouldn't the story be able to propel that message for you if you can actually write well? And everyone just looks up and we're like, well, who's this guy? And I just thought that was funny because I'm like, oh my God, like that's like, I completely get what he's coming from when he says that, because that's like, I love movies. I love movies, but like, there's nothing turns me off more than when like people are just like talk about a movie like so highbrow and like, I don't know. It's just like, it's this weird, like, well, the whole point of movies is entertainment and to enjoy myself. I don't feel like I should have to do all that stuff to enjoy myself. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, and there are definitely times where, yeah, there are some people that will be like, "Oh, well, you just didn't understand it." I'm like, maybe the movie wasn't as good as you think it was.
Yeah. And that's the problem with, like, I think with Only God Forgives is, like, I want to enjoy it. Like you said, it's shot beautifully. The music is fantastic. It's the same, music, creator from Drive and Bronson. He also did, another good movie with a really great soundtrack was, Contagion. That movie has awesome soundtracks. It's the same audio engineer that worked on that. Oh, sorry, audio composer. Um, and I wanted to like it, and the second time around, I'm like, I got, like, about halfway through it, and I'm just like, "I'm gonna finish it," but, like, I'm not liking it. I'm like, I I don't the subject matter is hard because
Mhm.
also Ryan Gosling's, like, not a good guy technically in the movie,
Yeah, yeah. No,
and
well,
and they
I think you want him to be the driver, and so
Yeah,
you go in and you're like, "Oh, wait, he's not the driver.
and
He's"
he's not even the main character in the movie technically.
Yeah.
Like, really, like, the detective guy is the main character of the movie. If you really watch it, and like, well, that's not like he's on all the posters and stuff, and it's just like he's not really in this movie a lot. And then there's just the weird relationship between him and his mom, like very like pervy kind of
It's
relationship. It's I don't know.
it's one that I didn't like it when I first watched it. I haven't revisited since, and it's always one of those, like, you see that poster and you see the poster, you're like, "Oh, maybe I should watch that again." But I just haven't gone back to it.
Yeah. Did you see Bronson by chance?
I have not. I've
Bronson
heard it's
now,
good.
it's good. Now that is and apparently that's the movie that got Tom Hardy the Bane role is because his portrayal in Bronson.
Mm,
Um and that movie is just it is another that's another okay. I think the reason why Bronson works is there is a lot of dialogue of Tom Hardy talking. And it's almost kind of like a one-man show. Like it's almost like he's putting on a one-man show telling the story of his life that has the flashbacks of his life.
okay.
And and it's I will say, man, he is very charismatic throughout that. Like he's so good in that movie. He's so freaking good. And also, dude, the soundtrack is just as good as Drive. It's not as like specific as Drive as with
Mhm.
like the synth wave, but like the soundtrack has moments where like it's the 70s, but super pop 80s music is playing
Okay.
in the background. Like
Alright.
like it's the 70s and the Pet Shop is it Pet Shop Boys?
Pet Shop Boys, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sin starts playing. You're like, that song didn't come out then, but it works. Like that shit's I find like really, really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Where like it's like the soundtrack has nothing to do with the actual era that these stories took place. And I think that's really cool.
He's probably just like, "You know what? I dig this song. I'm throwing it in."
Yeah, really. And it works. Because that's another thing about to come back to Drive, this soundtrack, dude.
Oh, this
Like,
soundtrack is banging. You throw synthwave in there, and first you're gonna hook me right there. And like the indie pop songs that they picked for these, I'm like, I was looking up some of these bands after watching it today, going, I don't know who they are, but I need to listen to more of their music.
oh yeah. So this movie actually introduced me to synthwave because I didn't really know too much about synthwave until this movie came out in 2011. At that around time, I was really into like dubstep and stuff like that. So I was
Okay,
really into
yeah, yeah.
Skrillex and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I mean, I was like, that was like, I think at that time his like first. He had an EP out, but his first full length, I think Bangarang or whatever it was, came out. And I was just like, dude, I was actively listening to that. And then the movie opens up with freaking Kavinsky's uh Night Call, and I'm just like, "What is this? What kind of music is this?" Because it sounds super retro, but it's not. You
Yeah,
know what I
you're
mean?
like, it's retro, almost like, oh wait, it almost feels like it's from an awesome horror movie, but then it's like new.
Yeah, dude, it is this that's another thing is like I think the one defining thing from this film is the soundtrack. And I think I mean it's hard to like not talk about the movie, not talk about how good
Oh
that soundtrack is.
no, because especially the opening scene alone, the music in that just it. adds to the tension and everything that's happening in that scene.
Oh yeah, it's so good. And every single part when a new song comes up, um, because there's like only like 4 songs throughout the entire movie,
Mhm.
but then you got like the opening the opening score, like the
Yeah.
like those kind like that score is perfect. You know, like the like almost like not like a metronome, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
perfect, like,
Mhm.
vibe. Even when the classical song comes on, like, midway through the end of the film, and you're like, the opera song, it just feels so like it belongs there. It's so well, like, crafted. It's kinda like it gives me those Quentin Tarantino vibes, like how his movie soundtracks are so crafted for the film itself. It's
Yeah,
like fits perfectly.
I think it was one of those that a lot of people saw this and they were like, this is they saw this movie and it's like, oh, this is like a new Tarantino, or it's a crime movie, but it's like Tarantino used a lot of like 60s,
Yeah.
70s type of stuff. We're like, this is like the next level up. And you're like, oh, okay. I'm in for this.
And well, that's another cool thing is to like so like Nicolas Winding Refn, when he was making this film, he said he was trying to make a modern day fairy tale where the driver is our knight in shining armor, and Irene is our princess that needs saving. Um and he said a lot of movies that he used to like give him inspiration or like Point Break, and like he did say Thief by Michael Mann was one of them. And that's another thing is like after watching Thief and seeing this movie, you're like, oh yeah, this is totally like almost shot for shot like a Michael Mann film.
Really? I haven't
Oh,
seen Thief, so
oh, dude, I will say like Thief is a one day I want to cover it because that movie is one of those movies where, like, I wish I woulda saw it earlier in my life, and I didn't see it till much later, and I'm like, "This movie is by far, I maybe might be the best James Caan film, really." Like, even out of like, I mean, I know he's in Godfather. I mean, like, he's even better than his his character is like the driver in, Drive. Like, he's
okay.
just so perfect, and he just fits his character so well, and when he's on the screen, he's just so freaking cool. Um, that film, like, dude, like, whenever you get a chance, you got that
Okay.
movie is amazing. And once you watch it, you're like, "Holy shit, this is like Drive." Not the subject matter, but the way it was shot. You can definitely
Okay.
tell how Michael Mann really did inspire Refn to how he shot this film. You can definitely tell like in the car scenes and the inside the scenes from like inside the car while they're driving on the highways and stuff like that. It's fantastic.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on my list.
But another cool thing is like I mean I don't have like a lot more like behind the scenes stuff because it's just like this is one of those movies where it's just more like it's just so fun to talk about it.
Well,
Like
did
behind the
you see who was originally attached to this movie?
I did. That was crazy. Freaking Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman and Neil Marshall directing.
Yeah. Yeah, from Descent and like Dog Soldiers.
Yeah.
Which I won't say, like, to be honest, he could have still did a good job with this.
He could have, but it would have been a completely
Yeah. I don't know if
different style of movie.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about Hugh Jackman being the driver. I don't know about that. Because
I
there
think he can
is
pull it off, but Hugh Jackman's got a different charisma to him.
yeah, I mean he like because he can be mean.
Mhm.
Because like if you watch Prisoners, he's pretty freaking mean in Prisoners, and like in Chappie, he can be like a really like bad person. Well, he's not a bad person in like Prisoners, but he's doing bad things because he's trying to like find his child. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So like, but like in like Chappie, he's just an a-hole in Chappie. Um, so he can be like, you know, and also, I mean, he did Logan for God's sakes. I mean, Logan
I
like
mean,
is yeah, he can be mean and
he
intimidating,
yeah,
clearly.
he can.
But I think it works too well with like Ryan Gosling because he's such a littler guy, and I think he just feels so cooler when he's when he's going up against people, and like you don't realize how much of a badass he is until he starts getting your hands on you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I thought that was crazy because I did look up at the book, and so they made a comic out of a comic adaptation of James Salas's book, which I have and I read, which is supposed to be like pretty much the story of the book, which is it's kind of fun because it was made by IDW, and that's another like IDW also did the novel, the comic book version of The Keep as well, which the Keep novelization and the IDW comic are the story is there. Like you don't really miss anything. And apparently this one, the script wasn't actually made by James Salas, but the script writer adapted it from the book. Like it was actually a writer who had now done comics before, but adapted it directly from the book to make sure his job was like, I want to get the entire story out, but I also want to make sure the vibe of the film, because the film is so so it's such a big deal now because it was 2015. Like people people knew about it then. It's like, so if we're going to make this, I want to make sure that we get both audiences and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's an easy read. It's only 4 issues long. Cause that's another thing is like the book is relatively extremely short and it's non-linear too. So there's a lot of flashbacks, which this film has none flashbacks.
So does the book give you more of the driver?
Yes. You get the driver's backstory.
Okay.
Yeah. So that there's a lot of that. And, Shannon's character was kind of adapted differently. So Shannon's character is not really as big of a deal in the book. And how the ending scene plays out is very similar. I will say the book is much darker because Cook and his men kill Irene. So they kill her and leave Benicio in the apartment alone. Yeah, it gets pretty dark.
I'm glad the movie didn't go that route because it
I'm so glad
pissed me off.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do that. No. I'm so freaking glad. Good God. But the book's really good. If you ever get a chance to read it and you ever find it at like a store or something like that, I check it out. Like it's good and it's a only 4 issue run. I liked it. The art's okay. That's the only downfall to it. Like a lot of these like IDW movie adaptations, like the art's like not the best.
Okay.
Just to my liking. It's not very detailed. But it still gives you that crime noir, like modern underbelly of Los Angeles feel and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I got. Is there anything else you want to say before we read the back of the box?
I don't think I had anything else. The big thing that just shocked me that it would Neil Marshall and Hugh Jackman originally attached to this thing.
Yeah, and that was like back in like 2008.
Yeah, early.
The book came out in 2005. And then people had been wanting to work on it for since the book came out because people really enjoyed the book. But a lot of people were like, there's not really a movie in this book.
I know Gosling, when he came aboard, got a say for director and he won it. He wanted Nicolas.
Yeah, he got to, that's crazy thing. Yeah, you're right. He got to pick the director, which makes me think is like, I wonder why he wanted him. Like, because I mean, at that point in time, Bronson was the film before this, but before those, he did the Pusher series, which I haven't seen any of the Pushers.
Yeah.
I went to watch them, but they're subtitled. So sometimes I play stuff while I'm working in the background and stuff like that. So it's like, since it's subtitles, I can't do that with these.
I'm the same subtitle movie. It's like, okay, if I'm watching subtitle, I got to sit here.
Yeah. I gotta be able to, know what's going on. Yeah. All right. Whenever you're ready, we can read the back of the box.
Yeah. I got it right here. Ryan Gosling stars as a Hollywood stunt driver for movies by day who moonlights as a wheelman for criminals by night. Though a loner by nature, Driver can't help falling in love with his beautiful neighbor, Irene, Carey Mulligan, a young mother dragged into a dangerous underworld by the return of her ex-convict husband. After a heist goes wrong, Driver finds himself driving defense for the girl he loves, tailgated by a syndicate of deadly serious criminals, Albert Brooks and Ron Perlman. Soon he realizes the gangsters are after more than the bag of cash and is forced to shift gears to go on the offense.
Well done. Better than I could have done. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing we didn't. I didn't talk about the cast. I mean, you got Ryan Gosling. We already talked about him, but Carey Mulligan, which is she's just fantastic. You know what I mean? I mean, her Great Gatsby is just amazing. Which another great movie. You got Albert Brooks, which who knew he would be a bad guy?
I know, and he's a good bad guy.
Oh, yeah, he's so good. He's so mean. You're like, how can Nemo's dad be so mean? And then Ron Perlman and Bryan Cranston. Oh, my God, dude.
And Oscar Isaac.
Oh, yeah, and you write him down. Freaking Oscar Isaac. I mean, I think this came out before Ex Machina. I think Ex Machina came out not too long after this.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's maybe 2013 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, he shows up and you're like, oh, I mean, every character in the film doesn't have a lot. The most person with the most lines is freaking Bryan Cranston. He probably, I think, has the most lines in the film. But
I saw the ad-libbing on it that as they were going through the script, they were taking lines less and less for Ryan Gosling, and Bryan Cranston just improv'd a bunch of it because he needed to fill the space, so he was more of the talker. Yeah,
and I think that works great too, to be honest.
And for really? the way his character is set up, it works perfect.
Oh yeah, and this is I mean, at this point in time, I think he's still in. I mean, Breaking Bad, I think is still going on, maybe. So he's at the peak of his I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone knew him from Malcolm in the Middle, but he didn't really hit peak stardom until Breaking Bad.
And I will tell you, Ron Perlman, I met him out here at Expo. I got to moderate a panel with him, and I got to meet him. And the first thing I said, I was like, "Man, I love your movies." And the first thing he did, in a Ron Perlman voice, looks up at me and was, "Man, you're gonna be sorely disappointed." And he's that gruff voice, and I'm like, "That's all I needed from you. Thanks." You're awesome.
What does he mean you're going to be disappointed?
That I was a fan of his, that I'm going to be disappointed because I just met him. I'm like, man, you're just cool.
You're like, man, you know what? You're awesome as the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, man. That's what I remember him from. Because even without the makeup, he still looks like a cat, a monster.
Kind of, beast. Yeah. I always remember him from City of Lost Children.
Oh yeah. That's my first. Me and my sister used to rent that. It was the show, right? Yeah, the Beauty and Beast.
Yeah,
because I think we each VHS I think had 2 episodes on it, and we used to rent it from the video store. That and what was it? The fairy tale show. With Jeff Goldblum, I think is the Big Bad Wolf.
I don't know if I know this one.
Oh shoot! Oh dang it! It was a fairy tale show, and every episode, a new major actor would play a famous fairy tale.
I don't know this one.
Oh dang it! I will look it up later, and I will put it in here in the episode. Oh, but me and my sister used to love that show. But that was them because that was the same spirit, that old classic dark fairy tale in the early late 80s, early 90s and stuff like that. But yeah, so
you look at this now and the cast is, you would say, stacked now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know. It's crazy, and that's another thing. Is I think another reason why this movie works so well is because this movie doesn't have a lot of dialogue, but it has more dialogue than his next 2 movies that he put out. And I think maybe that's one because this movie still technically apparently has some kind of hidden meanings. Like there's apparently a special hidden meaning behind the scorpion jacket, which I don't really understand.
Yeah, he's a scorpion. He just kind of sits back in the shadows and then strikes when he's
gotcha.
when he needs to.
That works. All right, so the movie starts up. The movie opens up, and we get the driver. He is basically working on a new deal, and he's explaining the rules. He's like, "Listen here, I give you a 5-minute window. I am yours in that 5 minutes. I don't come inside. I don't carry a gun. I drive. That's all I do. Anything outside that 5 minutes, you're on your own. But I am all yours for that strict 5 minutes." So
you're like, whoa, all right, okay, we're in it.
Yeah,
he doesn't mess around.
No, not one bit. And then so we get this cool scene. He goes we meet Bryan Cranston, Shannon's character. He's like, "All right, buddy, I got you the perfect car." And he ends up getting like a just standard Chevy Impala, which is like one of the most just normal cars you can think of out there, but also has some horsepower under the hood. And it makes sense. Like, you're not going to drive a flashy car if you're running a heist. You're going to have
exactly.
It's kind of cool because in the comic, there's more dialogue. There's inner monologue, which also would be in the book. There's an inner monologue that explains like why he picks the car. And he goes into details like, he's like, you never like, it's funny. He's like, you never really steal a car. Which is, he says that, but in the movie for the second
later
heist,
he
does. So I get why that doesn't work in the movie and stuff like that. But like he basically explains like you buy a beater car and then he would take it to Shannon and then Shannon would soup up the beater car because you never wanted links to tie you back to the car. You always paid for the car in cash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit more that goes explanation that goes into the book and the comic and stuff like that we don't get in the movie. It's not really necessary, but there is a little bit of that. But then we get to the location. The driver's out there. He has nothing but a radio and his watch. And you get the scene where he's putting the watch on the steering wheel, setting the radio to listen to the cops. And, the heist guys go off and they go to do the robbery or whatever. And it's so cool because you're just hearing the music and the click from the watch. It's so tenseful. Like nothing really going on, but you're already on the edge of your seat. Like, oh, what's going to happen?
And then when he comes out, one gets in the car, but the other one's not behind him. And it's like this, okay, how much time do they got left? And he's like, come on. And you're just like, ah.
Oh, it's great. And as soon as he gets in, they freaking take off. And
you can hear the sirens coming.
Oh,
behind him.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. You get on the radio. 2 minutes out, 30 minutes. I mean, sorry, 2 minutes out, 30 seconds out, and so Ryan Gosling, they're going to be here any minute. He needs to get the freaking car now.
Yeah,
it's so great. So they drive off, and we get this really cool scene of like him listening to the radio, driving through traffic lights and stuff like that. At one point, the car gets caught. Gets found by the chopper, and you just hear the rev of the engine, like, and as he takes off, it's so like, I'm not a big car guy, but I'm like, that's cool.
This whole scene, just the way it plays out, because he gets found almost right away. They're like Chevy Impala, it's silver Chevy Impala. So it's like, oh crap, how's he going to get out of this? And the way he just knows what to do, how to get out of it, like the one where he pulls behind this big truck, shuts off the lights before the cops get there, and they look and they miss him, and then he takes off, and the way he hides from the helicopter, and then at the end when
it's perfect. He pulls into the stadium and stuff like that, and
because he turns up the game on the radio, and you're like, why is he doing that? What's he trying to drown out? And it counts down to like, oh, the Clippers just won this big game, and he pulls right into the stadium. Although I'm like, I don't know if you could pull right into the stadium like that, but we'll let it slide.
Yeah, it's perfect because while he's in the apartment, but while he's on the call, you see the TV on, you see him grab his stuff, and then as we get closer to the stadium, the cheer of the crowd gets louder and louder. So it goes from you're only hearing it on the radio to actually hearing outside the radio. really well done, man. Like this is like so like great
And
directing.
he just pulls right in, gets out of the car, puts on a hat, and just walks off. He's like, I'm done. That was my 5 minutes.
The only thing that sucks though is like if you think about like today's standards, like every freaking like garage now has a camera, so they know every car that pulls in. But back then, like that was like I was like, that is so freaking slick. That is so freaking cool. And then cue Kavinsky's Night Call, and then it's like, I need you like gold. I'm like, oh my God, what is this song, dude?
And
what is this?
The cool like pink credits.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes. Which is, I mean, it's not the only reason why I got the pink background, but like, it's like a little bit of some inspiration for the pink background we use. But yeah, like dude, it's so perfect. And the music just plays and we get these awesome these helicopter scenes of freaking Los Angeles at nighttime. It just makes everything just look so freaking cool. And that's this movie. This movie is cool by the definition cool, dude. It is something about the style of this film. This movie is one of those things, like it's one of those undeniable factors. Like this movie is by definition undeniably cool. Like there is no argument there.
No, not at all. I mean, it's just everything plays together so just perfectly.
Yes. It's like putting puzzle pieces together. It's just, it's just everything aligns like just to a point. I don't know. It's great. And we cut to this little cool, like, this little scene where we get the driver, which is cool because he doesn't have a name in the movie at all. It's just the driver. Yeah. He meets Irene while he's at the elevator. So we get this it's fun because we get this little passing between them, which is our second main character in the film. And then we just cut immediately to his day job where he drives around as a stunt driver. And then we get Ryan Cranston comes in and says, okay, so they're working together. He's kind of like his like manager who gets him his deals, you know, in the stunt world or whatever. But he's also an ex-stunt driver.
Flip the car on this one. I got you an extra 500, but we got to split it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but like, there's nothing says Hollywood more than that right there. It's like, I got you $500, but you know, half of that comes to me, right? You know,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I got it for you, so we got to split
it. So it cuts to later. So he ends up flipping the car. We get that cool scene where he's putting on, you know, his mask or whatever to body double as the main character in the movie or whatever, which will play in the movie later, which is fun. He ends up leaving that, and we see him at the grocery store. This scene is so cool. Just how it is shot. We get this Benicio and Irene, like, you know, lovely playing with each other, and he's just getting groceries, and they just so happen to be there. And I love how we're following the driver. All right, he's leaving the grocery store. He's going to his car, and he's about to get into it. Mind you, we have not seen Irene and the other, like, we don't know they're outside with him. And how he just turns around and the car just slowly pans around. I mean, sorry, the camera slowly pans around to reveal them on the other side that we didn't see. It was just, I don't know, like, just the way, like, that was shot was just so, like I said, once again, that's just slick. I don't know. It's like,
oh yeah, everything in this. I mean, you gotta give it to, who was I wrote it down, the cinematographer, Newton Thomas Sigel.
Yeah.
He just, there were so many scenes where it's like, this just looks so good.
Another thing is to be like, it's cool too, because I look at that, I'm like, man, like this guy really did something special with this film. And then I look up the movies he did. He did, regardless if you like the movies or not, I actually like them, but regardless if you like the movies, he did X-Men Apocalypse and X-Men Future Past, which those movies have some of the best they have the best style out of all the X-Men films, personally. Like, the cinematography in those films, I feel like is maybe the story. Days of Future Past is amazing, but like
No,
maybe
it's good.
Apocalypse is not the best script, but the way you cannot deny the way it was shot looks really good though. I will say that
Yeah,
the
I can give you that.
like the just the atmosphere that he creates while he like sets up his shot and does the cinematography, like it just looks really, I would say the more I'd say beautiful, baby. Like with when you got Magneto in the woods and just like how the sun's coming from the back and lighting up everybody, or like where he's in that dust cloud hovering over all the metals and stuff. I just think those scenes are just so well done. Even though, like I said, I know people don't like that movie. I like it, but like I said, the way it's shot is so, it still has a really cool aesthetic.
Oh, yes. And I mean, when I looked up some of the movies he did, there were a few that I was like, yeah, this is, I think it was Candy Cane Lane. That was his.
I have not seen that one. No, I have not seen that.
I haven't either, but I was like, that's one of
Wait,
those like
you talking Candy Cane? There's another one with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have seen that. Sorry, he did a movie called Cherry. I haven't seen Cherry.
Oh, I have not seen that either. But
yeah,
he's done some great shot movies.
Well, Bohemian Rhapsody is really good too. That's a really well shot film too. And he did that one.
I didn't know he did Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That was a good one.
But yeah, he the movie looks fantastic in almost every shot.
So it's kind of cool. So he goes there, he helps her with the car and stuff like that. He knows how to get her home. So he gives them a ride home. And this is kind of when we get more information about Irene and her backstory and how her husband's in prison. And basically, and it is so like, she tells him that with like so much confidence where like she's not embarrassed by saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like this is, I mean, like this is the life. These are cards I dealt. This is what I'm got going with. I'm not ashamed of this. And you could just take it how it is. And I think that adds so much to her character, even though she doesn't have a lot going on. But I do feel like that really does add a lot to her character.
Well, and you can tell in her interactions with him that she's got some feelings there. Like,
yeah. And we find out that Ryan Gosling, he's been there for a while, and so forth. So he's not like, he didn't just get to LA. He's been there for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
In the book and comic, he's been there for like seven or 6 years or something like that.
Okay.
I can't remember how much I can't remember. Shannon talks about it later in the film, but I can't remember what he says, how long they've been there, but, he's been there for a hot minute now. And then we cut to Shannon, and we get to meet our other two main characters in the film. So we get to meet our character Bernie and Nino. So Shannon is talking to Bernie, and he's basically giving him a business proposal. Listen here, Shannon. I know, we've have a history. I really know this is a way we can make money. If you just front me the money and let me get the car, you're not going to regret it. He's like, what do you have that everybody else doesn't have? Like, what makes you, why do you think this is going to work so well? He's like, well, I've got the driver.
Yeah, I got a driver.
Yeah, it's great. And then, and then Ron Perlman comes in, and it's just like, it's this very tense scene of him sitting down and breaking Shannon's balls and making jokes that he clearly doesn't find funny at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it works well because when we find out more about Shannon's backstory, it makes these scenes make this tenseful scenes make so much more sense.
Well, and Ron Perlman just coming in, being how you see Ron Perlman a lot of the times, just busting people's balls, just being
yeah. I will say I really loved his character for 90% of the time on Sons of Anarchy. His character was pretty great in that show. 90% of the time. Towards the end, I was like, okay, this is running its course. So now it cuts to the driver. and Bernie and Shannon at the track. They've got the car. All right. So some time has moved forward, and he's driving it around. Now this is when the driver first meets Bernie, and there's such a cold line where he sits there and he goes to shake his hand after he drives the car, and just like literally like Ryan Gosling's just not giving a shit, just taking his
Yeah, he
time.
doesn't shake his hand.
Yeah, takes his gloves off. So he's like, he doesn't shake his hand, and he's like, my hands, they're a little dirty. He's like, so are mine.
But not in that way.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's like that's such a cool, like, that is such a cool gangster thing to say. Which it works well because I mean, like the Pusher series is like there. I mean, there was a trilogy and it was really well perceived, and they were said to be really great films, and those are gangster drug dealing films. So I mean, what's called Refn really knows what he's doing in these kind of scenarios, and that is kind of like his forte, really. It's just cool. So now the driver ends up going back to the body shop, and we find out the car has broken down on Irene and Benicio again. And we get this cool like where Shannon's like, oh, y'all know each other. And he's like, oh, yeah, we're neighbors or whatever. He's like, and then we get a little bit more of the driver's backstory where he came there fresh out of LA, and he needed a job, and that Shannon's been exploiting him ever since that happened, with basically charging him half what he should be charging him, which kind of like, it's funny, but like, if you're really doing that, you're a freaking dick, Shannon.
And it's like, it's gonna take longer with her car. I think you're gonna need to give her a ride home. Trying to push him along the way of like, hey.
And this is cool too. So now we get this like nice scene where like they go on a drive, and he's like, hey, you want to see something cool or whatever, and he takes them on like one of those like it's like the tunnels in like freaking T2 basically, while they're driving.
Oh yeah, down the I don't even remember
like
what
the inner pass, like gully or whatever. I don't know what the hell that would even be called.
It has a name in LA. I forgot what it's called.
But yeah, they takes him there, and then you cue the A Real Hero by College and Electric Youth, another great song. And it's cool too, because like once again, like this movie really breathes a lot and sets in the moment where like we're just listening to the song and we're seeing just how these people are interacting with one another, and like really seeing like the relationship grow, but not by dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they hardly, I mean, Ryan Gosling hardly talks in the movie in general, but when they're together, they're just together. There isn't a lot of talking going on, but it's the only time when you watch the movie that you consistently see him crack a smile. Any other scene or any other time he's anywhere else with other people, it's the stone face. But when he's with her and with the boy, he'll kind of let loose just a bit.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know. I don't know. I just find it like for a movie that's about to take a really dark turn, it is pretty like heartwarming.
Yes,
which is cool because like the movie can do both. It can be heartwarming and also super violent and also super badass, but also be very artistic. You know what I mean? Like it can do it. It does everything. It's crazy. And it's another cool thing is because after this scene, we get this really cool like shot of like LA skyline and stuff like that. Just where it's just like it really gives it that synth noir, dark crime feel with like how everything is just like well lit and just like it makes you want to be there. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you're like, oh, I want to see that with my own eyes. You know what I mean? Then back to the garage. So now we're at the garage and they've got the car and now they're getting ready for their first race. Car's souped up. It's ready to go. And Bernie is checking in with the driver and making sure that he is ready to go, and that he's getting excited about this like adventure that they're going to go on. And this is when we get Shannon's backstory. So Shannon, he
always makes bad decisions.
Yeah, he was working with Bernie, and I think he says in the 70s, where there he used to do action thrillers. Some would say they were erotic, maybe European. His words, not mine. He goes, I thought they were shit. But anyway, Shannon did the stunts for me. And then, but he used to charge me out the ass. Well, then he got hired by Nino, and he charged him out the ass. And apparently they didn't like that. So they broke his femur.
Yeah.
Which basically made, like, restricted his driving abilities. Now he can't be a stunt driver anymore.
Now he wears like this brace, and he limps along, and he's got the driver. He's got the kid now that he's taken under his wing, basically.
Yeah, it sucks. It freaking sucks. Like you learn that a little bit more, like, shit, man, y'all are bad guys. Y'all are bad guys.
Yeah, because Shannon's just like that guy that he feels like he wants to be a good guy, but then also the people pleaser guy. I'll do whatever it take, whatever I can to help you guys out, but I just make stupid decisions that
well, it's one of those things is where
up.
He's one of those characters where he's like, can the guy get a fucking break? You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And I mean, we'll get to what happens to him in it.
Yeah, exactly. So we cut back to the driver, and he's getting ready to go on a date with Irene. They get in the car, they're driving. She lets him know, is like, hey, Standard's getting out of prison. We're he's going to be back home soon. So kind of like knowing, like, well, this has been fun, but I guess it's going to have to stop.
Yeah.
And it's, another thing after this scene, we get another, like, them driving cue. So they're driving, and like, not a lot of words are being said. Another time jump to now. It's just like a shot of the hallway, and then the music's playing. We get another great song, Under Your Spell by Desire. And it's like I said, these songs are so adamant. Like, they're such a big part of the film, because when they come on, they're so good, and they fill the atmosphere of the film so well.
Oh no. As I was watching it again today, I started looking up. I was like, I know there's a vinyl out there. I want to go buy it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's great. Like, it sucks because, like, so we get the scene where Standard's like, he's out of prison.
It's a party for him. He's out. Yeah. They're celebrating.
Yeah, and so like, which we meet Oscar Isaac. He shows up because he is Standard and stuff. She ends up leaving while he's taking. She ends up leaving outside. He leaves the apartment. He goes outside, and she's apologizing for the music and stuff like that. And she, he's like, it's okay. And she's like, I was going to call the cops. She's like, I wish you would. It's just funny that they're still giving their little banter back and forth. Yeah. And then, here comes Standard. He comes out with Benicio. And he's like, hey, I hear you've been around helping out a lot. Helping out. Kind of like, you messing around with my wife, kind
of trying to feel him out, being like the tough husband guy of like, okay, who's this guy? I'm gonna kind of feel you out and see what's going on,
which is cool. Because so when we get to the book, in the book, they're not really the driver and Irene aren't really dating. They're really just kind of friends. Okay. And then he actually becomes friends with Standard, and Standard actually sat there. He's like, listen, if anything happens to me, could you, like, Benicio really looks up to you. Could you step in if anything ever happened to me? And they kind of come to agreement. He was like in a heartbeat. He's like, thank you. And they're not a jerk to each other. Like, we're not jerks in the movie, but he's just like, like, if anything happened, could you take, could you be the man? Yeah. and like he goes, yes, I would, because that's another thing is like the driver in the book, you know, if he likes her or not, he's not acting on anything. He's just spending time with them, just because like because Standard doesn't have a father figure and stuff like that. And, uh, so the driver's backstory in the book is like his mother, um, so this is spoilers in the book. If anyone wants to read the book, fast forward like, a minute, but, his mother, his father, was a thief and used to have the driver help him because he was small as a child to steal things. Which his mother was very psychotic and a little crazy. And one day she got tired of it. And while they're sitting there at the dinner table, she takes 2 knives and she's like slits his throat in front of the driver while the driver's like 7 years old. And like just kills her father in front of him.
Okay.
And yeah, really, it's just like, and she says like, I'm sorry, son, but I had to do that, but you'll be taken care of. So he goes through, orphanages and like, foster homes, like, all his life. He knows what it feels like to be without family. So that's why he like connects with Benicio so well. Cause he wants to be something that he never felt like he got a chance to have until he was later. Cause later in his life, he does get, friendly with one foster home that took care of him that he, really did care about. And he just wanted to give Benicio that same treatment that he got when he in his older years.
Yeah, because they do almost, it's a shorter kind of montage-esque piece where you see Benicio very much connecting with the driver as, like, oh, he really is. He does look up to him. He likes him. He's around because, his dad at that time is not.
Yeah. And then we cut. So now after their little interaction, the driver leaves and isn't going to a diner. Now we find out what goes on. So we find out that this guy has
another
noticed
side.
Yeah. Yeah. So like basically Shannon gets him. He's been working for Shannon. Shannon's been setting up these deals for Bernie to do this stuff, and do these heists. But that's the thing is how they're done is it's always a third party person that's brought in that doesn't know the other individuals. So they can't be tied back to Bernie. Mm-hmm. And that's things after they happen. That's it. Like nothing happens. Like nothing goes on beyond that. They're not supposed to. It's kind of like in Reservoir Dogs. No one uses their real names. Everyone's called a color. You know what I mean? We don't know each other until and after the heist is over. I don't know who the hell you are.
That's right. Once the job's done, you just you move on. You go on your way, and that's it.
Yeah, and the guy's coming like, listen here, man. Like, well, I did another job. I got X amount of years, and my brother got killed, but I got this one job coming up. Would you want to help out? And he's like, how about this? How about you shut your mouth, or I kick your teeth in and shove them down your throat, and I do it for you.
Yeah, that scene, that at that moment, you're just like, oh, there's more to him.
Yes.
Than we've seen to this point. We're like, okay, he's a getaway driver, he's a stunt driver, he's quiet and he's works with Shannon. But this point right here, you're just like, oh, I wouldn't fuck with him.
That's another thing is like he's very mysterious.
Yes.
And we play him up as a good guy. He is our protagonist of the film, but we're like, well, maybe he's not a good guy, but here's the Irene person who can maybe make him leave all that behind and just be a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's so nicely, I don't know. It's like an onion. We just keep pulling up little layers after another layer to find out like, who is this mysterious character that we're investing all our time in? You know what I mean? And it's just well done.
It's very well done.
So then we cut back to the driver heads back to his apartment, and we find Benicio and Standard in the parking lot, and Standard's been beat the hell up. I mean, he's
he
covered
sees
in
2
blood.
people leave. They're leaving
Yeah.
as he kind of gets home.
Yeah, he's covered in blood, and Benicio is, he's scared, as he should be. I mean, that's another thing is like watching this film, I'm like, man, that'd be like me, my son taking out the trash and someone beating the crap out of me and seeing my son like dealing with that. You know what I mean? Like, well, what's that do to a child? You know what I mean? And the worst part is the bad guys hand him a bullet and tell him to keep it safe.
To keep it safe because because basically if what they want, the money that they want from his dad, if they come back, they're going to use that bullet.
Oh my God.
Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. So we find out.
Don't mess with the kids.
Really, dude, to be honest, it's so gut wrenching. We find out Benicio owes people money while he was inside, and every day it's collecting interest, and they want him to do a job, but he's done because he doesn't want to go back to prison. He's trying to like live a good life, but they're like
trying to put everything behind him.
Exactly, but they're twisting his arm at this point. So the driver meets with Irene and tries to get a little bit more of the backstory, maybe see if she understands what's going on behind the closed curtains. And he just tells her that he was beaten up by some drunk kids. So he's like, oh, okay. All right, maybe I need to do something because she's naive and doesn't understand what's going on. And I care for her and Benicio. So I don't want nothing to happen to them. Let me do this. Let me see if I can get him get out of this. And he ends up meeting up with Cook, and he's like, listen, you're running this. I'll be your driver. And we'll make everything work out.
He gives him the 5-minute spiel. Get me for these 5 minutes.
And I'm yours. I don't carry a gun. I drive. And it's this funny part is the guy's like, you look like you're hard to work with, which is, that is directly taken from the book.
Okay.
And it's stuff like that. He's like, like, no, it's like, I can be, but it's more of a set of standards and rules. And it's just really well done. And then we didn't even bring up, yes, she's in the movie for only like a blink of a second, but Christina Hendricks is Blanche, which is, I will watch anything she's in. Literally, she's the only reason why I watched the show Good Girls, but then Good Girls actually turns out to be a good show. But that is the only reason why I started to watch. That's the only reason, I watched the second Strangers movies until the point that she gets killed. I'm like, okay, I can turn it off now. But yeah, it's funny. So another cool thing. So she got hired because Refn's wife thought she was very beautiful. He was like, hey, you should, she's really pretty. You should get her, see if she's available to do the movie. And then he met with her. He's like, oh no, she's got Refn doesn't make people audition. He really just meets with them and just sees if they have a good personality.
If it thinks it'll work.
Exactly.
I mean, talking to someone after a certain amount of time, you can tell.
You can tell if they understand what your vision is.
Yeah.
And you can tell if are we on the same playing field? You can get a vibe for that 100% without having someone audition.
Absolutely.
And because apparently Blanche in the comics, she's not really known as being like a beautiful lady or anything like that. She's not drawn beautifully or anything like that. She's just some girl. But apparently he was like really trying to find like someone who was like a very beautiful. So I guess maybe voluptuous because he actually was trying to find a porn star for that character. And it's funny that he ended up having no, you're wrong. Christina Hendricks is very voluptuous, but she doesn't dress risque in it. So I was like, well, why were you looking at porn stars?
And she's not in it for a long time.
No, not at all.
She plays a role. She's there for a reason.
Yes, which is fun too because she shows back up in Neon Demon for just a little bit as well. Yeah, she's the model agent at the very beginning of the film with
okay.
She's the one who gets her first gig and looks at her her photos and stuff like that. But so basically Cook agrees to it, whatever. Y'all can do it. whatever. Because that thing is like Ryan Gosling's like, I don't even want money. His debt's paid. I don't want
Yeah.
anything. What's
Yeah,
up? I just want him out.
And leave the kid and girl, just leave them alone.
Exactly. So comes to the day of the job. They drive out to a pawn shop. They're about to go in. He's setting everything up, and we get this cool scene where he's getting his watch ready and all that kind of stuff. You get Oscar Isaacs just sitting in the car. He's like, all right, 5 minutes. He's like, I'll see you in 4. Goes out, him and Blanche go in the door, turn the closed door sign off and back around so people think it's closed. Bing, bang, boom. They come out. Blanche comes in with a duffel bag full of money. And then Oscar Isaac's on his way out. And then bam, gunshot. Freaking Oscar Isaac is just shot to pieces.
Yes.
And then they freaking.
And then it's go.
And that's another thing.
You didn't mention before another car pulls in.
Yes.
Before she comes out, and he's just kind of looking like,
It's great because it's building up tension, and then when Oscar Isaac gets killed, Ryan Gosling's reaction is so like well acted. Like you could see like the terror. Like he's like, oh shit,
because he gets shot, and he basically he's breaking his rule. He's getting out of the car, to like get ready to go to him, and then it's boom, boom, boom. He gets shot multiple times. He's like, let's go.
Yeah, and he pulls off in the Mustang. They're freaking driving. We get these really cool scenes, and apparently these scenes, all the driving is scenes where the Refn is actually in the car holding the camera to get the perfect angle on Gosling and stuff like that.
And Ryan Gosling went through like a stunt. Driving school to be able to do. He did a lot of the driving himself.
Yeah, and apparently the main car in the film that he uses later in the film, he still has that. That was his car that he was working on, and he still has it to this day. Because he wanted to be the character like working on cars, so he was restoring that car himself for the film. But yeah, so like we end up getting this great scene where like basically he is able to cut off the car, and it goes into these barrels or something like that, and just hydroplanes upward and flips. And it's just so slow-mo where you just see Christina Hendricks's head bouncing back and forth, and through the rear window, you see the car flip. It's so freaking cool.
The chase scene is really good. It's short, but it's really good.
Yeah,
because you can see it again. You see his skill that he has.
Yes, it's so cool. So they end up making it to the hotel, and he's looking at the bag, and he's like, "Listen here, like, what's going on here? Like, what's with all this money? This is more money that's supposed to be there."
Yeah, it was only supposed to be like 40 grand.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "This is like $1 million," and it's funny too because like in the book, they basically Blanche straight out like wait 1 second, there's way more money in there than there's supposed to be. So but in the movie that Blanche is in on it basically, and she's just playing stupid,
playing another side that
exactly
with the other people
exactly. So Ryan Gosling's like, what the hell is going on? Whose money do we have? And she's like, I don't know. And then he's like, he takes, I think he takes all his gloves off, and he smacks the shit out of her. And he's like, listen here, if you don't start telling me the truth, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you really bad. So the last thing
when we get stuff like this, I'm like, I need to know. You said in the book, you get the backstory, but watching the movie, you're like, I want the movie of Ryan Gosling. What got him here?
Yeah.
What his dark story that got him to this? Because he's just so calm, and then he just snaps.
Yeah, and this is like, okay, so we're getting to the scene where this is the turning point I was talking about earlier in the film. This is when the movie switches.
I wasn't expecting it.
I was not expecting this at all. So she basically says, the car was we were supposed to get robbed, and someone was going to take the money. Um, but Standard was not supposed to get shot, and he was not supposed to get killed. But yes, we were supposed to get robbed at the pawn shop for the money. But everything outside that, I don't know. She's been texting somebody. She gets up to go to the bathroom. That person who's like, okay, we need this money. Clearly, she doesn't understand that she also needs to be executed herself because she could be linked back to so and so. So as soon as they see her in that window while she's cleaning herself up, we
Headshot.
get headshot. Her head explodes. Brains and blood go everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, first time I saw it, and even rewatching today, I forgot, and I was like, oh crap.
Dude, comes out of complete left ball field. I wasn't expecting this at all. And this is that movie. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I love this. This is a phenomenal. I'm like, holy crap, we're getting that in this movie.
Yeah.
What in the world? So Ryan Gosling hears that goes on. He immediately throws the bed over the door so no one can come inside. He runs in to take care of the guy in the bathroom. He gets the gun away. He rips off the towel rod, stabs the guy in the throat, and blood goes everywhere out of his mouth and the hole in his throat. He grabs the shotgun, and then when the guy comes in, just unloads on him, and we get one of the most iconic modern day cinema clips, it's still images from a film with Ryan Gosling looking over the corner with all that blood on his face, is one of the coolest freaking things. Like, this is up there with Kristen Bale's American Psycho screaming face with the blood on it. Like, this is one of those iconic images that I think will live on forever. Literally.
And it is. This is the turning point of this movie, where it goes from, okay, it's, there's the love that they're kind of smitten with each other. There's this heist. There's some crime going on. And then all of a sudden you're just like, holy crap, this got real fast.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is when I fell, like, I already loved the movie, but this is where, like, oh my God, this is what we're getting. I am so ready to see what are you going to give me next? You know what I mean?
Like, you see him snap this little bit and you're like, what's he going to do to the other guys?
Yes. Oh my God. I can't wait for it. All right. So then now the driver heads to Shannon's, and Shannon's like, listen here, what happened again? This guy named Cook. Okay. I'll ask Bernie about it and see if he knows anybody named Cook. What would you do with the money? He's like, I got it safe. He's like, well, we could do something. He's like, shut up, Shannon. It's not about the fucking money. The boy's dad's dead. Okay. Shut up, Shannon.
You're going to make it worse, man.
Yeah. So we find out the driver finds where Cook's at. He's at a strip club. We get the scene where he finds him. It's so cool because he's going to like this strip club.
I love the walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
Coming into the club, and he's just got a hammer in his hand.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's great. And he goes to the one stripper. He's like, where's Cook? He's in there. Where's there? Right there. Okay. And like, she just doesn't even care.
Yeah.
And he walks in. Oh, dude, he walks in with that freaking hammer and just starts like, he's like Joe Pesci and freaking Goodfellas, just beating the crap out of the guy's hand with the damn hammer. And he's freaking out. And then he grabs the freaking bullet and he goes like hit him on the forehead with it. And he's like, whose money do I have? Dude, it is so cool because A, Standard's dead. And B, this is the guy that gave freaking Benicio that bullet. So A, he's like, you just killed a little boy's dad. And also you went and did something so cold to a child. Like, I should kill you right now. You know what I mean? Like, You caused all this to happen. Now a little boy's dead. Sorry. Now a little boy's father's dead, and he's going to grow up without a father.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
He makes him swallow the bullet. He doesn't kill him
Oh
right there,
yeah.
but
Oh, it's great. So we find out the money is Nino's. That was Nino's stolen money. So the driver ends up basically calling Nino, saying, "Listen, I got something of yours." He's like, "You do?" He's like, "Yep." He's like, "I got about $1 million here of yours." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "You tell anybody about this?" Nope. He's like, "You're not really good at this, are you, kid?" He's like, "Listen here, I'll give you this money to you." He's like, "Well, what do you want?" He's like, "Out. That's it. I will give you this money, but that's all I want out of this."
And leave the girl and the boy alone.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. So basically, the driver now goes to contact Irene, and kind of he's trying to like let her listen. Like, I'm going to kind of have to say goodbye. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go away for a while. Things can't be like they used to be. And he isn't going to meet her. They end up walking to the elevator. And dude, this scene. Okay, here's the cool thing about this scene. This scene does two freaking things. You get such an intimate, romantic moment between Irene and the driver. And it's the way when they move back into the corner and the light changes to where
it's awesome.
only they are being lit and everything is dark, and they kiss, and like it's just such a awesome moment because right before this, the driver notices the guy in the elevator who he has not seen before has a gun in his pocket, and he's like, "Listen,"
because he was in the scene before that he's
Nino's guy.
Him.
Yeah, he's Nino's guy that's been sent to find the driver and take care of him. And he basically
was it before? It might have been. Was it before this or after this that he finds out that Shannon slipped and gave the names?
No, that's after this.
Okay.
Because that's after this because he's like, "You told him where I lived. You told him where I lived." Because after this, he's like, now they're going, because that's how they found out where he lived.
Okay.
That's how they got there. So he knows he's going to do something horrific, and he's like, "I'm not going to have any other chance to do this because I'm not going to be able to do this after this happens." And he goes and kisses her, and we get this great moment. And
the way, though, I love the scene because all three of them are on the elevator. He looks over and he notices the gun and knows, oh, okay. And just the way he slowly just takes his arm and pushes her back into the corner. And then right after that, the lights like spotlight on them, and he just steps back in the corner with her. And it's like, this is just cool.
It's so great. And he freaking gives her a kiss,
shit out of him,
turns around, pushes the guy away, ends up beating up on him, gets him on the ground, and then he just stomps his head in, completely crushes his skull.
We get another head pop.
Oh, it's great. And he's just stomping and stomping and stomping and stomping. The stomp scene's very similar to a scene like Love Lies Bleeding with Kristen Stewart, where like a character gets murdered, and it's a lot like this. And it's just like, you did not expect it coming. And it was just so like enjoyable to see it happen. It's great. But yeah, he ends up doing that, and she walks out of the elevator in terror, and she's just
in complete just shock.
And here's another thing is, once again, you can kind of look at this like the fairy tale thing where he's the knight in shining armor, or is he the beautiful beast? You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's kind of both in this sense where he can be the knight when he needs to be, or he can be the beast when he needs to be. It's freaking just chilling. So Nino basically, we cut to Nino talking to Bernie, and we find out what happened. Nino end up stealing money that wasn't his. It was monies from the East Coast mob that was going to come over and set up something there. And he was going to steal the money from them because he's tired of dealing with them. And he doesn't feel respected and so forth. And so he was going to steal their money because he wasn't going to have that happen. They'll move in and take territory on their land that they've been building so hard up. And then the whole point was he didn't need, his whole thing was, I do it this way so no one can attach me to the money. We set up a job for someone to steal the money. And then I set up the job to have the money stolen from the people stealing the money. So it can't come back to me. They're like, well, everything's fucked now. And he's like, well, the driver's got to go. The driver's got to go. Driver's got to go, and Shannon's got to go because I can't have any of this coming back to me.
Yeah, because they're like, who knows?
Exactly.
It's them, and then Cook is sitting there eating some pizza with his hands all casted up. And
it's funny because one hand was already in a cast, and then the second hand is now in a cast. But yeah, so he's sitting there. He's like, we got to clean this up. He's like, okay, I get it. All right. And he's like, and he kind of just like looks over at Cook, and he's like, Bernie's like, all right, fine. He just grabs a freaking fork and stabs him in the eye. And then once he slits his throat, right? He takes the butcher knife, right?
It was into it, like stabs him.
Yeah. It just freaking like throat. Murders Cook there. And he's like, all right, now you can clean up my mess for a change. You know what I mean? Because he's always cleaning up Nino's mess. Yeah. So now that driver knows that he's out for blood, he's trying to kill him. He goes to Shannon. He's like, listen, things are ruined. You told them where I live. Now they know me, and they're going to be coming after you. So you got to get the hell out of here, Shannon. You got to get out. You can't, there is whatever you have here needs to be gone, like, or you're going to die too. So Shannon heads to the garage and he starts getting his things together. Bernie's already there. It's a chilling, tenseful scene.
This scene is, I don't know. It's sad. Just what happens and the way it happens.
It's funny too, because when Bernie talks to him, it's like he's comforting by killing him. Like it's almost like he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And when he's done it, he's just like, it's already done. There's no pain. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, because he whips out like a straight razor and just slices down his arm. And
like down the arm. Like there's no like that, like opening the artery up that way. There's no way. Like he is dead in like minutes.
Yeah, and just the way he does it, and he comforts them like it's over, that's done, it's done, and you're just like, oh man, because the look on his face when he does it and looks at him like he knows that one, he messed up, and two, this is it. He finally hit the point where this is it.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just damn, it's just one of those things where like, you knew it was going to happen, but unfortunately, like it's like getting a shot. You got to get it. You just got to suck it up and take it.
Except this one kills you.
Yeah, exactly. So the driver calls Irene and basically just tells her goodbye. It's like, listen, I'm leaving. And he kind of just like, ends whatever they have. And then the driver and Bernie meet. We get to this point where like, listen, I'm giving you the money back. I'm leaving. I'm done with this. I don't want the money. That's it. In the book, he actually takes the money and gives it to his foster parents because he always felt like he caused them more pain than they signed up for, but they never got rid of him. They always had a home for him, even though he always getting in trouble and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool where he like goes back to, I think he lives in Arkansas or Arizona. I think it's Arizona. He drives out to Arizona, gives them the money and stuff like that. So they end up meeting at this, Chinese restaurant or whatever. They end up talking things out. Listen, I got the money. It's in the car, which is another cool scene. Not to skip over it too much, but it's a really cool scene because, like, once again, we get this scene where, like, there's just the lights coming from only one side of the face, and it's causing like a halo effect around the other side of their face, their profile look. And another really, really, really well lit scene that looks very cool. They end up walking out to the car. He ends up giving him the money, and then Shannon stabs the driver. Driver ends up taking the blade back and then kills Shannon. Sorry, not Shannon, Bernie. Yeah.
Well, the scene before this, doesn't he kills Nino first, right? And then
I completely skipped over that. Yes.
I was like, wait, we still have one person that's alive.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the driver puts on the mask and hunts down Nino on this chase.
The mask that he had at the beginning when he first did his stunt driving, he went and got it and he puts it on. And the scene right after he puts it on, he walks to Nino's restaurant and just looks through the window. The way it's framed in the window with this mask on, it's creepy as hell.
Super creepy. He ends up chasing him down, drives him off a cliff, and it's kind of this moment where, like, clearly Nino does not know who this person is. And he just is terrified of this guy and runs into the water, and it's one of those kills that's off camera that you don't really see, but he gets basically drowns him in the water, drowns Nino. And that's how he exits the film. But yeah, we get that scene like,
then he, right after that, he goes back and does he find Shannon's body before that or after that?
So after that, that's when he goes back to
the garage,
and that's where he finds Shannon's dead corpse and stuff like that. In which I'm assuming he knows Bernie probably did it. Basically, I'm pretty sure he understands that's who killed him was Bernie. Because that's when I can't remember if that's exactly when they started into talking. Like, okay, like let's meet up and whatever.
Yeah, because he asks when he talks to Bernie, he's like, "Do you know of this place? Can meet me here at this time, whatever."
So they end up, this is the ending scene. Like I said, they end up stabbing each other, and the driver's sitting there. We get this super sad scene of like the driver sitting it. You almost kind of think he's dead, with him holding his stomach, sitting in the car.
Yeah, I love the scene because it's just a close up of his face just sitting in a car, and you're just like, shit, is he dead? Is he not dead? And it sits there for, it feels like forever.
Yes.
Like, you're like, okay, he's dead. And then he blinks and moves. And you're just like, oh, okay, he's not.
Yeah. And then he starts up the car.
And you kind of cheer a little bit like, yes.
Yeah. Oh God. It is good. And then the movie basically just ends there.
It cuts back to the apartment. Irene walks to his apartment, knocks on the door. And there's no answer.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn.
And also when he drives off, he leaves the money too there. He didn't take the freaking money.
He didn't take the money.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. All right. So with that being said, I will start with you, Brad. Is it as good as you remember?
Better than I remember, actually. Like, honestly, yeah. It was one of those, like, I always had this memory of it being a good film of Ryan Gosling. I remembered he doesn't say much in it, and there's some cool car chases and stuff in it that when I rewatched it, there was much of it, like the blood and gore. I didn't remember there was that much, like getting shot in the head, stomping the head, and all of those that I'm like, oh, I didn't remember these. And I forgot how good the music was in it, because it just it set it all just perfectly. And it's one of those, the ending is heartbreaking, but also great at the same time, where you're like, okay, he did get everybody, but ultimately he didn't, quote unquote, get the girl. He was there. He saved her and the boy. He did what he needed to do. And he's got to move on, unfortunately.
But yeah, as far as for my thought, it's okay. This movie is still as good as I remember. Because now that I'm older, there are certain things that I look at in a different light that I enjoy a lot more and I think are awesome. The only downfall to this movie, and there's a handful of movies out there that I feel this way with, that oh crap moment. Once you already know it happens, it does take away from the film from your first experience. Like, meaning like you can't get that moment back. It's one of those things where like I've talked about this a lot where like you see a movie and you enjoy it so much that first go around where you want to re-experience it and see it again with fresh eyes, and you'll never get to really. And it sucks because that first view, you were just so taken away. Like there's certain movies that grow and get better every time I watch. Like I love The Crow. Crow is one of my favorite movies. I love it. I love Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's one of my favorite movies. It gets better every single time I watch it. I enjoy it. Great Outdoors, another movie I freaking love. I've seen that movie over 200 times. And every time I watch it, I love it. I quote it and it still gets better and I never get tired of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie, unfortunately, is not one of those because the shock value of you not knowing the film that you were getting, really does add a lot to the film, that first viewing. But unfortunately, if that's that's a big reason why you like the film, the rewatch usually is a little bit harder, but because this movie shot so well and the cinematography so awesome, I think that's what saves this on the rewatch. Like, oh no, this movie shot freaking awesome. It's so well done and so well executed. That's why I can watch this again, even though the shock factor's gone. I know the twist and stuff like that, but it's still so good.
It's still one of those that you tell people like you haven't seen Drive, you need to watch this movie, and I want to watch it with you so I can watch your face when it gets to the point that where shit changes.
100%. 100%. But yeah, that's my take on it. Like it's a great film. It is just as good as we remember. If people have not seen it, they need to see it. It does suck that like Refn's he did just do a new movie apparently that's in post-production. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's got I forget her name, but the girl that was in Companion and
Sophie Thatcher.
Sorry. Yeah. She's in it. So I'm like, I really like her. So I'm like, okay, well, if she's in it, I wonder what we're going to get out of this one. So that's in post-production. There's still no synopsis of like what it's about online, but right now it's done. They're just wrapping things up and editing and stuff like that. So,
and he has come out multiple times. People have asked if there will be a Drive 2, and he said no. There will not.
You can't
ever be another one.
No, you can't make a Drive 2.
Well, after watching this, my mind goes, the driver's still alive, and he's in some underground like racing competitions now, and he still does his getaway driving at night somewhere else.
Yeah, Las Vegas. It's a great movie. I love it, and I think it holds up. That's my ending thing. That's my ending thoughts. But Old Man Brett, where can we find you? What do you got going on, and where can the guys and ladies can find you?
I mean, just search out. You can search for Old Man Brad. You'll probably find most of my socials, or Tomb of Terrors as the show, the podcast. Right now I'm just in the beginnings. I'm doing a year-long series on the show on movies from Paul Naschy. And I'm doing one film each month plus extra ones over on Patreon and my YouTube page. But I'm going to be doing close to 25 movies overall through the year from him. He did almost 120 movies, so I'm not even scratching the surface of the amount of films that he made. And other than that, I mean, I just have fun over on the show. I do a lot of indie filmmaker interviews, reviews. I have guests on. I bring my wife on from time to time to make her watch the movies, and it's always fun talking to her. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, and that's and then you I know what's called you've been special guest on several of our friends' podcasts, Flicks and Friends, Dissect That Film.
I feel like the Barons Hideout. I'm kind of a regular anymore on their Tales from the Barons. I'm popping in all the time.
Have you've made it to B Action too, right?
I have not been on B Action. See, I'm slowly just making my way through all of them.
But yeah, that everybody check Brad out on all his stuff. I'll put all the links in the description below. But before we cut out, is there any final thoughts you have on Drive or anything?
If you haven't seen it, see it. That's 100%. You have to see this movie. This is just one of those movies that you just need to see. Like, you tell people Tarantino, you have to see Pulp Fiction. You have to see. This is just one of those movies you have to see. Perfect. And it, like I said, it'd been a while since I've seen it. And from what I remember, it was just a step better than the last time I watched it.
That's awesome. All right. That's it for today's episode. Drive, directed by Nicolas Winding Refn. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with us. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you thought. And if there's any other movies that you want to see us review, and put them in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials to see what we got coming up next. Also, check out our website at www.videovillaentertainment.com for cool merch and stuff. But that's it for us today. And until next time, I'm Logan.
And I'm Old Man Brad from Tomb of Terrors.
And thank you for renting from the Villa.